We're talking next about a company called Alaris. Okay, you might be saying to yourself, who the hell is that? Never heard of before. Well, it's just changed its name. It was called Poynting technology before. So Poynting was a company brought to the market by a guy called Andre Fourie, who was involved with the manufacture and supply of antennas, you know, things to improve your reception in the telecommunications and digital TV type environment. The reason it's been through a name change, though, is that they have in fact engineered a bit of a reverse takeover here, where a group of players has decided to come in, bring in and inject a business that's involved more with signal tracking and detection, and the business of the original antennas and so on is being taken out of the listing, and hence the name change. So that's a bit of a complex and tricky story, but we'll unpick it in the next few minutes. Market cap is 365 million rand, so we've come down quite quickly. Price to earnings ratio, not really relevant with a business in transition, but it is showing as a historic 47.2, definitely not in dividend paying mode. So Chris, I mean, hard to say what the new guys are going to be capable of. It's also, for me, reading the commentary for the company, quite tricky to work out which parts of the business are staying and which parts are going.
Yeah. From a consumer perspective, most people would be familiar with the ability when you're in a kind of dead zone in your property and you can't pick up a cellular signal, be it for voice or data or whatever, to put up one of these things and get a significantly better signal. Yeah. And I've spoken to a couple of people who've done it, and they say, yes, it is better. But I think in years to come, the emphasis will be more on the defense side, because I think that's where there's an awful lot more interest.
And the homeland security market. I don't know why or what exactly this involves, but this is also the kind of stuff that the authorities buy in order to snoop on everyone's calls.
Yes, and I suspect that debacle we had in Parliament earlier this year.
Yes, that kind of thing.
Perhaps,
signal jamming
I'm
equipment.
Not suggesting Poynting was involved, but I'm saying antennas would certainly have been involved in the jamming there.
Okay, but we can't show the graph here because Poynting has expired on our graph display system and Alaris hasn't yet been properly loaded up. So it's probably bouncing around, because remember, the way that this transition has been effected is that the company is going to buy back and cancel a whole bunch of shares from the founder, Mr. Fourie, in exchange for the departure of the businesses. So it's going to have complex financials for the next reporting period with discontinued businesses being compared and so on. So I don't know, my sense is not hot for now, too small and also too complex a story. Yeah. Wait and see, but it's interesting player in this space nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the intrinsics of the business are good, but I agree with you, Paul. I think let the dust settle on this one, and you can get a better understanding of what that PE really is. So I wouldn't be
also
hot
an
on this
opportunity for the management fee. I'm forgetting who the new guy is that's came with the business that they're bringing in, but he'll have an opportunity, no doubt, to come and present his results in due course.